Hey.
So today I'm going to present the Netlink SOAP SDK for the Swift Alliance Access. So I will go through the capabilities what we are providing as part of our SDK. So as we know for SA accepts the SoapHA adapter communication. And as part of that, SAA supports the different primitives in order to exchange the messages with the Swift Alliance Access. So first we need to open the session so that we can send the message or the gate message. So that is one primitive which SAA supports the SAA SOAP adapter. Similarly, there is another which is a close. If we want to close the session of the message part, we can use this primitive. And the next one is put, and which we can use to put the message from back office application to Alliance Access. And as the name suggests, the gate is to request the message from Swift Alliance Access. And then another one is the acknowledge message. Basically, we can confirm that message received from Alliance Access. So in order to establish the communication with Alliance Access via the SoapHA adapter, we need to form the XML message, the SOAP message, and that SOAP message we need to send to SAA. So our SDK will help to create these SOAP messages, and as you can see in the diagram, our SDK is developed in a Java. So if we have a backup which is written in Java or can embed the SOAP SDK in their back office application. So actually the SOAP SDK is providing the different methods to create the different SOAP primitives, for example, the open. So if I go in the other documentation, so this is the setup. Let's say we want to import our SDK into any of the ID. Here we are considering the IntelliJ ID. So these are the steps we can follow. We can open the ID, then we need to basically import our jar into a class path. Now, once we have this imported, so we can use the ready-bit method which are available to create a different SOAP primitive messages. So as mentioned in the documentation, so for each primitives, we are providing a two method. One is to create a SOAP message without LAU and another is with LAU. So for an example, for the open request, we need to pass the message partner name, the sequence number to SA and the window size and the flow direction. And the LA key if we want to create the SOAP with the SOAP message with LA key, and once we call this method by passing the required parameter, our SDK will return the SOAP XML message which we can send to SA. So I will provide a demo for one of the primitives which is the open request. So here I have preconfigured my Eclipse ID where we have basically added the SDK in a class path, and as I mentioned we are going to generate the SOAP request with LAU. So I'm passing the message partner name, the sequence to SAA, the window size, the direction of the message partner, and the LA key. So basically this is a method which our SDK is providing. So we are calling this method, and this method will return us the XML message back. So we need to take this XML message and via any of the client. Here we are using the Postman client, but we can use any other client which can help us to do the HTTP post request. So now I'm going to call this basically send this XML message to SOAP adapter, which is running on the port 40,000, 48,200, 100. So once I send it, so the SA will accept it and it will give me the session number. So now I can use the session number to put the message.
So similarly, this is open request.
Now for the put also our SDK provides a method to generate a put request with LAO. So here we need to specify the session token. So now I will take the session token which is received from the open request and we'll pass that to the put request method, and this will generate the put XML message, and this is what. So basically as explained initially, this SDK offers a ready-made method, or we can call the function, which will take just a couple of parameters based on which primitives you want to generate, and this will give you the SOAP XML message back that you can use to communicate with SAA. So now as we generated the put request, so now I'm going to use this to put the message. So again, the same way, using the XML, which is generated by our SDK, and sending that to Swift Alliance Access using the HA adapter. So this is how it's sent, and we received the acknowledgement that SA has accepted the message. In the same fashion, we can close the session. Now to close the session we need to put the session which we want to close. So I'll get to the session which we got, basically the session token which we received as part of the open request, and I will use that for a close and again to close. As I mentioned, our SDK will provide the ready-made method to generate the XML message. So here we are passing the message partner for which we want to close the session, the session token and the LA key. So once I execute this will give us the XML message, and this XML message we can send to SA. So now this has closed it. So that's pretty much it in short. We can, include or integrate our SDK in the back office application, which will facilitate creating the different SOAP primitives, the XML messages which can be sent to SAA. Thank you.